Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. Up next on ESPN, hold on to your lederhosen and throw another Wiener Schnitzel on the grill. It's Week 8 of the NFL on ESPN, Oktoberfest style. We've got an intriguing midseason matchup for you. Cincinnati, Tennessee, now.
While the teams are out on the field getting loose, the fans are filing in and finding their seats for the game. Hello there, everybody. I'm Dan Stevens, and welcome to the Titans Coliseum. And with me in the booth, as always, my cohort and friend, Peter O'Keefe. Peter, I was looking at the team rosters, and both teams have explosive return men on their squad.
Well, that's true, Dan, and if they can produce as they're capable of, this could be a high-scoring game. Michael Waddell, he's a very capable return man. One thing I like about this guy is that he really takes care of the ball. He rarely fumbles, and that's a testament to his strength and his offensive awareness. On the other side of the ball, we've got another top performer. Kenny Watson is a superb player. His versatility is what strikes me. He understands the game of football and knows how to make the most of his physical abilities in every situation.
Well, all right, Peter, we'll keep our eye on them as the game progresses, but first, the coin toss.
Heads. It's tails. Number 17, kicking off the Bengals.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Graham kicks it, and we are underway. Waddell downs this in the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. George has his number called on first down and shoots forward for 9 yards. George gets the call again and heads out right. Stopped at the 32. First down. First down, 2 wideouts on the field. Hardy makes a play on this and forces the incompletion. Webster gets the sack at the 30.
Some more air in the McNair because you're deflated now.
No one in front of him. Kinney makes the nice catch, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Illegal forward pass, number 9, offense. 5-yard penalty and loss down.
Steve McNair was past the line of scrimmage on that play, which made the pass irrelevant. That was an illegal forward pass.
The penalty will hurt them big from here. It pushes them to 4th down.
Yeah, if you ever wanted proof why you can't get sloppy on the field, here it is.
Hendrick gets ready to punt this away. Hendrick gets the ball and punts it away. Warwick catches it at the 34. Tackled at the 42.
Peter Warwick racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The Bengals send their offense out on the field and will start this drive at their 42-yard line. Warwick goes in motion. Sermon hammers the receiver and forces him to drop the ball. Incomplete. Peter, unfortunately, we've had some players banged up so far.
Unfortunately so. Well, those are some big setbacks up there, but unfortunately, this is to be expected. Players can't spend time worrying about whether they'll get injured. They just have to go out there, play hard, and hope for the best. Carson Palmer threw an incomplete pass into double coverage. He's got to use better judgment out there.
That falls incomplete, but it would have been a minimal gain had they completed it anyway. Harry gets the ball and runs into traffic. Stopped at the 46. Third down, 5 yards to go. Bushman catches it up to the middle, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Tennessee, don't let him move like that. Let's go.
Carson Palmer has little problem completing this pass. He makes it look so easy, and he's getting paid so much money, Dan, it makes you wonder.
And there he is with the catch. Well, look, you've got an easy job, Peter, and you made a lot of money. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is I got to work with you.
Oh, yeah. A nice gain, and they easily convert on 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Washington goes in motion. Palmer throws this on a rope, and it's caught just barely past the markers for a first.
Chad Johnson has a guy shadowing him, but still manages to make the catch. He beats his man cold. It's all about staking your turf.
Watch the pass. Here it comes. Watch the throw. Watch the throw. Liz. Take him back.
Schulters puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Incomplete.
Carson Palmer let fly a risky throw into double coverage, but it fell incomplete.
Potential for some nice yards, but it falls incomplete. That will bring up 2nd down. 2nd down, 1 man down.
Down. Single back. Motion. Green 66.
Palmer really rifles this pass, and it's intercepted. Dragged down at the 15.
That was perfect positioning back there to get the interception. Heck of a defensive play.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The Titans are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at their own 15-yard line. George catches it in the flat, and he's looking for room. Gets out at the 22.
Eddie George had nobody on him. The quarterback saw it and got the ball to him.
A nice run after the catch, and that's what they expect from him.
Heck, that's his job description. You won't see him running a post route, but you will see him make plays off those shorter catches.
Great trips over.
2nd and 3.
Single back. Down. Check 3.
George gets past the line and heads upfield.
Tim Herring rammed his guy out of bounds, but that was mostly for pride since he'd already gotten the first.
They're unable to hold them back on 2nd down, and that'll move the chain.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, Dan. You want to force them into 3rd down situations. Wow, look at last year's stats. Talk about a great season.
Bennett goes in motion.
Go, 52.
Beckett tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete.
Rogers Beckett managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
That had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and shut it down.
Good denial there.
2nd down coming up.
Watch the pass.
2nd and 10. Ball Titans 27.
Single back. Jack, go, 21. Jack, go, 21. I got 2 open. Hut.
McNair rifles it out left side, and it's caught at the 31. And he stopped right there.
Steve McNair threw a perfect pass back there. You know, I had a better shot at it than the defense did, and hey, I'm up here in the booth.
They move the ball, and that'll bring up third down. Catches the bullet out left, and they get the first on third and long.
Aaron Kinney had a defender close by, but was able to bring down the catch.
Nice play, and they will convert on third.
Great execution, Dan. They did everything right.
First down with the tight end right.
Single back. Second two. Check two this time.
George barrels off his left guard and picks up a couple.
Eddie George used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
Not much there. It'll be second down.
Got to take what you can get, Dan, but they were, hoping for more.
Randy. Good.
No good. Incomplete.
Ben Truth didn't have anybody on him, and yet he couldn't make the catch.
If complete, that would have made for a bit shorter third down play, but not much.
Not a lot of potential on that call.
Let's stand tall. Let's finish this out.
Good.
Well, Dan, we got an empty backfield, 5 receivers, and the defense is in their dime. Let's watch.
Bennett goes in motion. McNair fires this one over the middle, and it's tipped. Incomplete. That will bring up fourth down.
Terrell Roberts swatted that one away cleanly. The receiver didn't have a prayer in getting that one.
Well, the D holds tight on third and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up fourth down. Hentrick lines up for the punt. Hentrick gets the snap and punts it away. Warwick fields the punt at the 19.
Peter Warwick can make it all happen on the return. 5th-year man out of Florida State, and a wild streak to boot. You need to have one to stay on your feet when you've got 11 guys running full speed straight at you.
The Bengals had their last drive stall out at the end. We'll see if they can keep momentum throughout this one, which starts at their own 25-yard line. Kalmus blasts him back at...
Rocky Kalmus targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up second down. Roll tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete.
Samari Roll managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
That play would have set up a manageable third and short.
But instead, they forced the incompletion. That's how the D is supposed to play.
Third down and 4 wideouts in the game. Palmer passes a high, long one, and it's tipped. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Samari Roll knocked that pass down, and he made sure the only one to touch the football was him.
A nice defensive play will give him his second batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Richardson lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Richardson takes the long snap and punts it away. Shafino fields it at the 35. Brought down at the 45.
Jake Shafino racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The Titans offense takes the field, and they will start at their 45-yard line. McNair throws a heater right sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Delta O'Neal knocked that pass down. Man, he made sure the only one to touch the football was him.
That is their 4th batted ball. Tell you, we've seen a number of good defensive plays from this squad.
We sure have. We'll see if they can keep it up, though.
Second down, 2 wideouts on the field. Then snags the dart right sideline and is well past the markers for a first down.
Rogers Beckett sent his man sailing out of bounds, but he was way late. You know, he's like the guy who gets to class 15 minutes after the bell and then starts asking a lot of questions to try to cover it up.
They can't pin him down on 2nd and long, and now it's 1st and 10.
Very disappointing execution by this defense.
McNair just rifles this one, and the completion is good for 6.
Steve McNair had no trouble zinging that one past the secondary. That was one heck of a throw.
Another short, controlled pass for the completion. Their short game has been pretty good.
About par, yeah. They haven't been nickel and diming them, but they've been nickeling them.
Right here. Down. Set.
George gets the carry on 2nd down and only gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Ryan Simmons with the tackle.
Come on, McNair, you can do it. We need that first.
3rd down, 3 wideouts in the game.
Single back. Down. Set. Blue, 44.
McNair fires this one over the middle, and they convert on 3rd down.
Tyrone Calico easily overcomes the double coverage to nab the football. Perfect synchronization by the quarterback and the receiver. Way to get open.
I think the short game is working for them, moving them forward a little at a time.
Yeah, just nickel and diming the deep.
George catches it in the flat, and that will be a gain of 3 yards.
Steve McNair zeroed in with the pass back there and leaves the 2 defenders empty-handed. What ball placement.
Another short pass, and he likes that area of the field so far.
Why not? He's had success there.
Check air, check air.
2nd and 6.
Single back. Single back. Check. Go, 51. Check. Go, 51.
Calico goes in motion. George carries it for the 6th time and gains about 3 yards. Third down coming up on the 10th play of the drive.
Single back, single back. Hey, I got you.
Kinney catches it in the flat, and he will be short of the markers. It'll be 4th down.
Let's do it, baby. Yeah.
4th down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Nedney kicks it from 32 yards, and they take the lead.
Joe Nedney puts in an easy short one. A clean kick, no worries.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Nedney rockets this one deep. Watson decides to take it out of the end zone. Tackled at the 17.
Kenny Watson decided not to down it, but couldn't even make it to the 20, which may affect his Christmas gift from his special teams coach.
The Bengals stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 17-yard line. Washington goes in motion.
Blue, 54.
Harry chews up 4 yards, and that brings up 2nd down. It looks like, we've had an injury down on the field. As soon as we hear anything, we'll be sure to pass the information along to you.
Yeah,
You see this right here?
All right.
Feel this?
All right.
It hurts.
Right there, right there.
Don't worry, just
Oh, you're gonna be all right, man. You're gonna be all right.
Let me help you. Let me help you.
Come on.
Come on.
You gotta get. Come on.
I need
You gotta get back to
some
us.
Come on, let's go.
You gonna be all right to play?
Watch the counter. Watch the counter.
Second and 6.
Trip.
Ball Bengals, 21 yards.
Ready. Down. Weak back. I got two over here.
Johnson catches the hard throw and is well past the markers for a first down.
Chad Johnson plays this one perfectly, getting himself to the right place at the right time to make the catch. The defense should be embarrassed that they let this one get away.
Yeah, Peter, they had him double covered, and they still couldn't get to the ball in time. He was just too good for them.
Yeah, he's an incredible receiver. Nothing gets in his way.
A well-designed play there, Peter, and they will move the chains.
Great execution.
Perry will get stopped at the line, and that brings up second down. You can't slalom around him like a downhill skier would, Peter. He's going to swallow you up.
Yeah, got to be a cross-country skier that time to get around him. He is a load out there.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Tackled at the 40. And that'll do it for quarter number 1. The Titans with a small lead, 3-0.
Third down.
No quarters of me and my D in your face.
Liz. Switch. Black 85. Switch. Black 85.
Kelly goes in motion. Palmer rifles it out left side, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Peter Warrick is just crazy good on this play, Dan. He refuses to be intimidated by triple coverage. I would have tried to throw somewhere else, I think. Oh, but it didn't matter. He made the catch. Great job.
That's broken kind of a cold streak for him. The last 2 passes his way were incomplete.
Yeah, let's see if he stays on track.
Check him. Blue 19.
Penetrates and stops that back at the 47.
Rocky Kalmus targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's his 2nd tackle so far. 2nd down, 2 receivers to the left.
Go back. Say, I got 9.
Perry carries it for the 6th time and maybe picks up 1 on the play.
Chris Perry played it smart on that last one by following his blockers, but hey, they were unable to open up any holes for him.
Well, not much of a gain there, and they will face 3rd down.
3rd and long, too, Dan. Big play coming up.
Switch. Black 85. Switch. Black 85.
Kelly goes in motion. Dragged down at the 41. Long will be credited with the tackle. That will bring up 4th down.
Carson Palmer tried to make something happen back there, but nothing doing.
Richardson gets ready to punt this away. Richardson gets the snap and kicks what will be a short one. Schifino fair catches it at the 17. The Titans have been locked in a defensive struggle so far. They will start this drive at their own 18-yard line.
Blue 56.
Makes the catch out to the left and picks up 4 on the play.
Steve McNair threw the pass into double coverage, but gets his man perfectly. Hey, that was one accurate throw.
They move the ball, and it will be 2nd down.
I got two open.
Flag, 44.
McNair zips it to the left sideline, and it's caught just barely past the markers for a first.
Tyrone Calico had a defender close by, but was able to bring down the catch.
Another short catch, and that's where they've been utilizing him today.
Yeah, the short routes have been open, and he's been exploiting it.
George gets the call on first down and maybe picks up one on the play. Schulters was shaken up earlier, and I hear Suzy Kolber has a report for us. Suzy?
Thanks, Dan. I managed to get a word with the team doctors, and they said that he's suffering from a hairline fracture in his arm. They're trying to find a brace that will mitigate the pain, but nothing seems to be working. They're listing his return as doubtful. Back to you.
As always, we'll hope for the best up here in the booth. Thank you, Susan. McNair throws a beauty to the right side, and it's complete for a first down and a whole lot more.
Aaron Kinney added a monster run after bringing that bad boy down. That is an NFL-style play.
A nice run after making the grab, and that's a big plus coming from your tight end.
Especially for him. He's not known for making those big gallops like that.
Double tight. Lampert. Single back.
Listen up. Gray, 160. Listen up. Gray, 160. Hut.
George gets the handoff and gets past the line. Runs out of bounds at the 5.
Eddie George played smart and used his blockers to perfection on that last play.
Peter, what a nice pickup to get them into a second and short situation.
Yeah, great play, and now they have a bunch of options on what to try next.
Hey, I got 9. Down. Set. Blue, 33.
Simmons tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Brian Simmons was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
They managed to hold them behind the line of scrimmage, but they have another shot at it coming up.
3rd and short. Let's see if they can come up with another big stand. Check that out. Those last year numbers are solid.
O'Neal tips it away on the coverage, incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Delta O'Neal gets a hand on this one. Right there. That's how you play D.
They have really gotten after the ball as a team today. That is their 5th batted ball.
Nice, aggressive D.
4th down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Nedney with a 22-yarder and puts it straight through the uprights and good.
Joe Nedney puts in an easy short one. A clean kick, no worries.
They'll take the 3 points, but they were hoping for 7.
But that's the second time today they get close only to have to bring in the kicker.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Nedney booms a beauty here. Roberts downs this in the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense is on the field, and they have not produced well at all. They're looking for an answer as they start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Hainsworth gets the sack way back at the 15.
Albert Hainsworth sends this offense backpedaling with a nice sack in the backfield.
They lose some yardage there, Peter. It has to feel like they're going down an up escalator.
Yeah, a good rule of thumb here is to try to move the ball in the general direction of the other team's end zone. That's what usually works.
The defensive design worked flawlessly, and the refs will spot the ball well behind the original line of scrimmage.
What a way to derail a series from the onset.
2nd and long ahead. Warwick didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Defense. The ball is placed at the spot on the ball.
Lamont Thompson slapped around the receiver way too much on that play, and the ref let him know it with a flag for pass interference.
Yeah, guess what? You can't do that.
First and 10.
Johnson goes in motion.
Brown, 69. Brown, 69.
Picks up a yard on the play, and that will bring up second down. Second down from the I. Dyson makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
Carson Palmer has had difficulties, to say the least, and now he's second-guessing everything he's throwing. Terrible day. So far, he's struggled to get 53 yards and 1 interception.
I'm locking you up, Chad. Single back, single back. Hey, he's down. Hey, yo, I got him ready.
Palmer throws a heater, and it's tipped. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down. It looks like, we've had an injury down on the field. As soon as we hear anything, we'll be sure to pass the information along to you. Richardson gets ready to punt this away. Richardson takes the snap and punts it away. Schifino fields the punt at the 32. Stopped at the 43.
Jake Schifino racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The Titans offense takes the field, and they will start out at their 43-yard line. McNair unloads this one to the left, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Rogers Beckett couldn't have read that play any better if it was tattooed on the inside of his helmet.
You know, as a team, they are batting down passes left and right. That is their 6th so far.
Wow, great anticipation of the pass.
Single back, single back. I got 3 over here.
George gains 3 yards, and that will bring up third down.
Okay, fellas, we went over this all week in practice. Now we're going to get it this time. Now we're going to go just like it is. We're going to execute, we're going to stay strong, and we're going to get to the spots we need to. Okay, fellas?
All right, defense, let's hit him hard.
Single back, single back.
46 yards.
Kinney goes in motion. McNair throws a bullet here, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Drew Bennett ran a post pattern on that last play, but he couldn't make the catch.
That's the 3rd incompletion his way, Peter.
Yeah, and he's starting to look a little frustrated down there, too.
Hendrick lines up to punt after the 3 and out.
Gets a brick wall. To make the return.
Hendrick gets the ball and punts it away. Warwick gets it at the 12. Brought down at the 22.
Peter Warwick racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The Bengals had a 3 and out last time. We'll see what they can do here. They'll start at their own 22-yard line. Palmer unloads this to the right sideline, and it's intercepted. Knocked out of bounds at the 19.
Yeah, baby. How you like that?
Andre Wolfold knew exactly where the ball was going on that last play, thanks to some great single-zone coverage. His positioning got him the interception.
Well, that's their second interception of the game, and stingy is appearing to be the motto for their defense.
Yeah, either that or give me the ball.
The Titans are looking for some separation before half and will start this drive at the 19-yard line.
Blue 56! Blue 56!
Holcomb grabs the fastball over the middle and gets past the markers for a first down.
Robert Holcomb knows how to play ball in the NFL. He makes the catch and then works for more yards. That's the kind of player you get the ball to.
A nice run after the catch, and that's what they expect from him.
Heck, that's his job description. You won't see him running a post route, but you will see him make plays off those shorter catches.
First down, goal to go. McNair rifles this one to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Calico tackles him for a touchback.
Well, it's all about getting in position to make the grab, and watch here. Oh, that's perfect position.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The Bengals have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start at their own 20-yard line.
Green 15!
Perry takes this one way out left and heads wide left. Eventually runs out of bounds at the 47. That will bring up first down.
Chris Perry makes a great play here, picks up some huge yards, takes it to the outside, then eventually runs out of bounds. Check it out. Nice play. He got what he needed, and then he headed for the sidelines.
A well-designed play there, Peter, and they will move the chains.
And let me tell you, Dan, hearing those chains move is one of the best sounds in the game for an offense.
Helmuth sacks him back at the 43. Bushman Zeta had to leave the field earlier in the game, and now Suzy Kolber has a report. Suzy?
Thank you, Dan. Well, after talking with the team doctors, it appears that he's got a pinched nerve in his back. They're massaging the injury in an effort to ease the pain, but it's unclear whether it's having any effect whatsoever. The official word on his return, doubtful. Dan?
Thanks, Suzy. Warwick goes in motion. Second down, 14 yards to go.
Green 37!
Washington grabs the rope right side and gets past the markers for a first down.
I see counter. Brett. I know. We back. Down.
Garrett gains 3 yards, and that brings up second down. Second down with 2 tight ends to the right. Perry gets the call again and takes it upfield. The 10, and he's in for the touchdown.
Oh, baby. Too strong for you. Check it out.
Chris Perry sticks close to his blockers here, and it pays off.
He gets the TD and a little congratulations from his teammates.
It's well-deserved, Dan.
Number 17 to attempt the extra point. Kyle Richardson holding.
Now the extra point, and it's good. There's the signal, and we're ready. Ryan rockets this one deep. Schifino decides to take it out of the end zone. Dragged down at the 18. Peter, interesting order to the division, isn't there?
Oh, you bet. Jake Schifino took it out of the end zone, and while it may have been a little risky, he gets out close to the 20, so it all comes out in the wash on that play.
The Titans could take the lead before halftime as their offense will start at their own 18-yard line. McNair zings it to the right side, and it's caught at the 31. Tackled, and the clock will continue to run. It will be first down.
Drew Bennett had 3 guys covering him, but look what happens. Incredible catch.
They've stuck with short passes like that, Peter.
Well, they know the receiver can pick up a few after the catch. They're getting the wiggle room they need.
First down with the tight end right.
Single back! Single back!
Bennett catches it left sideline. The Titans take their first time out.
Check two. I see two.
McNair fires this one over the middle, and the Titans will take a timeout. That's their second. First down and 4 wideouts in the game.
Single back. 83. 81's mine. 81's mine.
James makes a play on this one and forces the incompletion.
Torrey James came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Single back. Second two.
McNair throws a high, long one to the right, and they can't connect. Incomplete.
Kevin Hardy was able to force the incompletion back there. He stuck very close on that seam.
On second down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Reels in the football, and they get the first on 3rd and long. McNair throws a bullet to the flat, and the reception is made for a pickup of maybe a yard. Second down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Nedney kicks from 38 yards out, and it's no good. It bounced off the upright and then out.
Don't worry about it. That's right, man. That's right.
Joe Nedney doinks the upright here. Let's watch this again. Well, sure, Dan, it's a little embarrassing, but isn't that what instant replay is all about? A player screws up, and it's our ratings grabber.
The Bengals offense takes the field with the clock at 2.
Look at the weak back. Look at the weak back.
Palmer throws a heater right sideline, and it's intercepted. He's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Titans.
Andre Dyson picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop him. Man, I hope his mom's got the VCR going.
That's their third interception of the game, and Peter, the D is homing in on the passing game.
Yeah, tough play. I love it.
Now the extra point, and
The extra point
it's
is
good. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Titans are out in front, 13-7. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN Halftime Report. Boomer?
All right, Dave, interesting game at the half. We'll get back to you guys in a bit. First, we welcome everybody to our ESPN Halftime Report. I'm Chris Berman. A look at our halftime stats here, and boy, look at the difference in passing yards. The Titans should be way ahead on the scoreboard, but somehow they've let their opponent hang with them. Let's see if they can change things in the second half. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. Tony Beckham is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. Titans midway through the first, Steve Air McNair would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. That set up a 33-yard field goal. Titans later on in the second quarter, Titans out in front by 3. Aaron Kinney came up with a huge play here as they cover a lot of real estate on this one. The Bengals middle of the second, Andre Woolfolk was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. Bengals trailing 6-0. Kim Pickled Herring is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. The Bengals, after getting an interception, the Bengals with possession at the 37-yard line. Chris Perry is going to show a little athleticism here as he finds an opening and then look at him go. He's off to the races. A 37-yard touchdown for the Bengals. Titans still late in the second quarter. Titans back by 1. Steve Air McNair would find his target on this one. The Bengals back on offense after a missed field goal. Andre Dyson would come up with a huge play here as he was able to pick one off here, then had some clear sailing in front of him. Touchdown for the Titans. And that's where we'll leave this one. Titans are holding on to a lead, 13-7. Time now for our Halftime Hero Award, which recognizes the most dominant player of the first half. Duh. This time there can be no question. Chris Perry has taken over this game. And now let's return to the second half with Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe.
Thanks, Chris. And today's game has been presented in ESPN Game Sound, designed and developed in collaboration with Dolby, the leader in surround sound technology. The Bengals will receive to start the second half, and this is a tight contest. Currently, they're down 13-7. Let's get down to the field and the action. Nedney kicks it off to begin the second half. Watson downs this in the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense has taken the field, and they have been having a very tough time passing the ball. They have another opportunity here as they start off at their own 20-yard line. Johnson hauls it in right side and is well past the markers for a first down.
Carson Palmer lays this one in beautifully. Got to see it one more time.
Right on the money, Peter. He effectively rendered the defense irrelevant by being so accurate.
Yeah, they might as well have been 10 yards away.
That's another pass that went pretty much down the middle. He hasn't been working the sides too much.
Well, he's obviously very confident to be throwing into where all the traffic is. He's daring the D to stop him.
Palmer throws this on a rope, and it's tipped incomplete.
Yeah, good job, man. Yeah.
Carson Palmer, he's really struggling out there today. As you can see by the numbers, it's all bad. Up to now, he's got 85 yards and 3 interceptions.
Second down, both wideouts to the right. Johnson snags the missile and is well past the markers for a first down.
Chad Johnson does a great job here battling 3 defenders. It's definitely worth a second look. Let's watch. And he still comes up with the ball. Wow, you can't coach that.
That's another medium-range catch for him. He's really found his niche in there.
Yeah, and unless he starts getting shut down, there's no reason for him to move out of it.
Palmer rifles it out left side, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Samari Rolle managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
That's his 3rd batted ball. And he is doing his part, that is for sure.
Nice to see aggressive D like that, Dan.
Thompson tips it away on the coverage, incomplete.
Lamont Thompson swatted that one away cleanly. The receiver didn't have a prayer in getting that one.
You know, as a team, they are batting down passes left and right. That is their 6th so far.
Wow, great anticipation of the pass.
3rd down, 1 man down. Warwick goes in motion. Palmer fires this one over the middle, and it's complete at the 41. Chase down at the 36.
Pass interference, number 24. Defense. The penalty is declined.
Come on, defense. Don't give him yards. Hands up. Get your hands up.
10.
Single back. Out for 3. Out for 3.
Williams makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
Tank Williams managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
A nice defensive play will give him his 2nd batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Johnson goes in motion. Palmer throws the bullet, and it's caught at the 33. Tackled at the 31.
Kelly Washington had a defender close by, but was able to bring down the catch.
They move the ball, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
This is the series here, baby. We got to stop him.
Aye. Down. Set. 47.
No dice, and it falls incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Samari Rolle had superb coverage on that play. No wonder it was incomplete.
It seemed like the defense read that one from the beginning, and they forced the incompletion with relative ease.
Beautiful call by the D coordinator.
It'll be 4th down. 4th down, 4 yards to go. Graham boots it from 48 yards out and puts it straight through the uprights, and good.
Shane Graham really gets the whole ball here, and he needed it. Watch. That's a powerful kick for 3 points, my friend. When he needs to, he can boot that thing.
Number 17, kicking off the Bengals.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Graham rockets this one deep. Waddell decides to take it out of the end zone. Brought down at the 20. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. When you check out the drive results, Dan, you can see that they've had to resort to field goals a few more times than they would have liked. You have to take advantage of the opportunities and punch it in. Michael Waddell got out close to the 20 on that one, so his decision to take it out of the end zone didn't really pay off, but it didn't really hurt him either.
The Titans had their last drive stall out at the end. We'll see if they can keep momentum throughout this one, which starts at their own 20-yard line. George picks up about 2, and that will bring up second down.
With the tackle.
Pass it going over the top.
Second and 8. Ball Titans 22-yard line.
Single back.
Calico brings down the lob left side, and he's got the first down and a whole lot more. Coach Lewis doesn't agree with the call, and we're going to see the red flag.
Hey, we want a challenge.
Cincinnati is challenging whether the pass was caught inbounds.
This is their first challenge of the game, and even if they lose this one, they still have one challenge left.
Dan, when we check out the replay here, we should be able to see if the catch was made prior to going out of bounds.
After review, the play stands. The pass was complete. The catch was made prior to going out of bounds. Cincinnati will be charged with timeout. First down.
That will cost them a timeout, and you have to believe that he is not very happy with that call.
Yeah. Let's do it. Nice.
Watch the pass. Defense, watch the pass.
Ball Titans 44-yard line.
Lucy. Single back.
Holcomb goes in motion. George picks up a yard on the play, and that will bring up second down. Second down and 4 wideouts in the game.
Titans 45-yard line.
Fumble. The Bengals have it.
Come on, Steve. Get your hands on it.
Dan, this right here is a live ball, and fortunately for the defense, they grab it and gain possession. Heads-up play.
Peter, there are many ways you can start a drive, but a turnover is not one of them.
No, definitely.
Coach Fisher is not happy with that call, and he's going to challenge it.
Hey, we want a challenge.
Tennessee is challenging whether the backward pass.
This is their first challenge of the game, and even if they lose this one, they still have one challenge left.
Dan, we've got to look at the pass itself and see whether the ball is moving forward or backwards. That will tell us what happens to the call. Oh, if you ask me, that's moving forward and an incomplete pass. I think they'll overrule this one.
And therefore incomplete. Tennessee will not be charged with timeout. Third down.
He likes the call, and you sort of have a feeling that he knew it all along. McNair made the throw that was off target there. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Torrey James did a beautiful job on that last play covering the post route. That pass never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, the D holds tight on third and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up fourth down. Hendrick takes the long snap and punts it away. Warwick fields the punt at the 18. Stopped at the 26.
Peter Warwick did a nice job getting some yards after fielding the solid punt.
The Bengals will start this first play of the drive at their own 26-yard line. Perry dodges this one way out right and picks up the first down.
Chris Perry has taken it to the offense, sure enough, but you have to credit him for that huge run he broke off earlier. Real dangerous as soon as he gets past the line. I like his numbers here. So far, he's racked up 86 yards and 1 touchdown.
First and 10. Ball of Bengals 38-yard line.
Perry gets the call again and finds a seam. Finally dropped at the 48. That will bring up first down.
Chris Perry took advantage of some really good blocking there. They opened up a hole.
And he's able to cross the line and get a bunch more without really much resistance.
And that's what the O-line gets paid for.
What a run, and he is generating some great numbers.
Oh, yeah, he's running hard. And up to now, he's got 100 yards on 12 carries. Well, as you can see, up over the 100-yard mark, just another day in the office.
This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete. Second down with a split backfield. Johnson goes in motion. Palmer puts his arm into this one, and it's tipped. Incomplete. First on 3rd and long.
Peter Warwick reels in the catch despite being covered by 2 defenders. Dan, I guess he just can't be intimidated. Check this out. Oh, yeah, it's all about being focused. He had his eye on the ball the whole time, and he knew where he had to be.
And, Peter, that play doesn't get off the ground unless he runs a very precise route.
And he had to beat his man. Couple of the best banging heads there.
Rifles it out left side, and they can't connect. Incomplete.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. We're bringing it. We're going out.
Second and 10.
Johnson goes in motion. Bulldozes right of center and picks up a couple. Palmer rifles this one to the end zone, and it's tipped. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Samari Roll does a great job of reading the play and putting himself into position to tip the ball incomplete. It's worth a second look here. Oh, he's a quarterback's worst nightmare.
He records yet another batted ball, and I'll tell you, he's really playing well out there.
Yeah, he's been after the ball from the beginning of the game. Real aggressive play.
4th down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Graham kicks from 40 yards out and has it sailed just left to the upright.
Shane Graham mounts a kick here that's not a shorty, but isn't that long either.
Boy, that has got to rattle him.
Ah, poor guy. I think what he really needs is a big hug.
Yeah, maybe a new foot.
If he's not careful, a new jersey.
The Titans stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 30-yard line. McNair zips it to the left sideline, and it's tipped incomplete.
Terrell Roberts swatted that one away cleanly. The receiver didn't have a prayer in getting that one.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Bennett goes in motion. Beckett tips it away on the coverage, incomplete.
Rogers Beckett couldn't have read that play any better if it was tattooed on the inside of his helmet.
That's his third batted ball, and he is doing his part, that is for sure.
Nice to see aggressive D like that, Dan.
Make a stand. Let's make a stand. Gun, gun, gun.
30 yards.
McNair just rifles this one, and the catch is made well past the markers for a first down.
Ben Troop had all the time in the world on this play, Danny. He could have made himself a sandwich while he was waiting for the ball.
Always back to the food, Peter. Can't you think of anything else?
Oh, well, let me see. No, I can't.
Third and long, and they get the big play to convert. What do you think of that, Peter?
I love it. That's what football is all about, making the big plays when you need to, and you can't coach that.
First down, just a single receiver on the field. James makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
Torrey James managed to disrupt things. He got in there and he smacked that pass away. Great D.
A nice defensive play will give him his second batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Second and 10. All Titans 48 yards.
Larry, we back. Check two.
McNair dumps it out left, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Justin Smith did a brilliant job keeping watch over his zone. That pass didn't have a chance.
That'll give us a third down, and the defense was ready for that call.
Well played, and a good job of not giving up the short pass.
Then catches the bullet out left, and they get the first on third and long.
Steve McNair gets it past the defender and into the arms of his receiver. That's a great play. Check it out. Ooh, nice, accurate throw.
Again, a nice medium pass. He's been concentrating on those connections a lot today.
Yeah, it's a nice range. Gets you some good yards, but it's not so far out that you're not in total control of the situation. Oh, wow. Look at the yardage racked up through the air.
McNair rifles it out left side, and it's caught just barely past the markers for a first.
Steve McNair launches this one perfectly, and the D was nowhere to be found.
You got that right. Missed coverage all around.
That's right, Dan. My 6-year-old could have covered that pass better.
Another beautiful throw here in the third, and he has been on game so far.
Yeah, what a boon to have a general like that on your side.
George takes his 13th carry of the game and rambles for about 5. Calico goes in motion. George will get stopped at the line, and that brings up third down.
Brian Simmons was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
Another tackle, and he's starting to fill up the stat book.
He is dominating, Dan. So far, he's got 5 tackles. Wow, look at those tackles. That's how you play sideline to sideline.
Kinney catches it in the flat and is at the 15. Tackled at the 12. First down.
Aaron Kinney really delivers on this play. Let's take another look. First at the catch.
There it is, but he's not done. He's going to make his way forward for extra yards.
Oh, he's a go-to guy for sure.
For a tight end, he's seeing a lot of action today.
He's caught a bundle, and it's a great bonus for this team if they know they can throw to him.
George chews up 4 yards, and that brings up second down.
Second down, 6.
Hey, watch out! Liz. Go back!
Bennett goes in motion. Kinney makes the catch out to the left, and he's in for the score.
Aaron Kinney had 3 guys covering him, but look what happens. Incredible catch.
That touchdown is going to establish some distance between them, Peter.
That's a big score.
Let's go, baby! Don't let him get a step on you!
Here's the point after, and it's good.
It's good.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Nedney kicks this one away. Watson fields it all the way back at the 4. Breaks free. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. Well, the turnover column has the grim news, in my opinion. If you want to win, you have to hold on to the ball. Kenny Watson tried to run it out, but the defense preferred that he stayed put, and they made their case pretty forcefully there.
I'm locking you up, Chad.
Whoa, look at all the interceptions there.
Go back.
Harry will get the carry on first down and gains about 3 yards.
Peter Sherman with the tackle.
Second down, 2 wideouts on the field. Johnson grabs the rope right side and gets past the markers for a first down.
Chad Johnson is squeezed by 2 defenders on this play, but still comes up with the ball. Oh, that's pure skill. You can't coach that.
I'm glad he finally nabbed one because he's had a string of missed catches before this.
Yeah, his quarterback obviously didn't lose faith in him, though, Dan, because he's kept throwing it his way.
Johnson goes in motion.
Easily outclassed his defender on that catch, and he had that play all the way.
Not much there. It'll be second down.
Got to take what you can get, Dan, but they were, hoping for more.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. The Titans enjoying the lead, 20-10. Picks up 6 on the play, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Bobby Williams used every ounce of his big self to do some key blocking on that last play.
They move the ball, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Oh, look at those numbers. That's how to get it done on the ground.
Washington goes in motion. Palmer sees it to the right side, and they convert on 3rd down.
Chad Johnson had 3 guys covering him, but look what happens. Incredible catch.
The balls are coming his way in the middle, and he's making them pay. You have to like his performance so far.
Well, Dan, I like any receiver who's willing to go over the middle and sacrifice the body to make the catch.
No dice, and it falls incomplete.
Carson Palmer has found limited success in the passing game so far, Dan, and he just can't seem to get into a rhythm out there. I'd say he's not very pleased with his performance. So far, he's got 170 yards and 3 interceptions.
They're throwing.
Second and 10.
Watch the back.
Ball 41.
Warwick goes in motion. Carey gets the call on 2nd down and chews up about 4 on the play.
Oh, look at those numbers. That's how to get it done on the ground.
Roll tips it away on the coverage, incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Samari Roll came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
He records yet another batted ball, and I'll tell you, he's really playing well out there.
Yeah, he's been after the ball from the beginning of the game. Real aggressive play.
Richardson gets ready to punt this away. Richardson gets the ball and kicks what will be a short one. The Titans offense comes out. They're backed against their goal, and they will start at their own 6-yard line. George gains 10 yards on the play, and that brings up 2nd down.
Eddie George threw a punishing stiff arm on that last play. He kept the defense at bay momentarily.
Peter, he can get free in that matchup.
Well, obviously, we just saw it. He way outmatched his man.
2nd down and less than a yard. Holcomb goes in motion. George gets the ball and searches for a hole. Right down at the 16. It will be 1st down.
Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Leopard. Single back.
Calico didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Tyrone Calico was open on the outskirts there, but just couldn't make the grab. Incomplete.
Potential for a quick 1st down, but no, they cannot hook up the pass.
You can take a shot in that situation, and it's really not going to hurt you. It's a good call.
That'll bring up 2nd down.
Single back. Hey, I got 83.
McNair throws a bullet to the flat, and the catch is made for a gain of a couple. Third down from the shotgun. Troop goes in motion. hurt, hauls in the pass, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Steve McNair gets it past 2 defenders on this one. What a throw. It's worth a second look. That's what you call confidence. Throwing into double coverage like that, and what accuracy to boot.
Great pass, Peter, and he's having a terrific day so far.
You bet. So far, he's got 297 yards and 1 touchdown.
George chews up 4 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Second and 6. Ball 33 yards.
George has his number called on 2nd down and maybe picks up 1 on the play. 3rd down, coming up on the 10th play of the drive.
George makes a sweet little move after the catch that we just got to fire up the replay-o-matic for. Wow, he's always fighting for those extra yards. That move helped get him a few.
He reels in another one today. I wonder what they put in his oatmeal this morning.
Probably the passing playbook. Well, check out the passing performance here. Talk about yards.
Second and 1.
High back. I got 2 open. Down. Set. Back. 43.
George loses 2, and that brings up 3rd down.
Kim Herring was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
Another tackle, and it seems like we're always calling his name. What a hitting machine in the secondary.
He's definitely carrying his weight back there.
George gets the call on 3rd down and lowers his shoulder for the first.
Eddie George has been taking it both outside and inside the tackles, but the D is not letting him get too free. So far, he's had to work hard to get 74 yards on 22 carries.
Let's get in there, guys. Stop. Razor. Throw that.
Calico goes in motion.
Blue 44. Blue 44.
George chews up 4 yards, and that brings up 2nd down.
Second and 6. Ball 33 yards.
Larry! Throws back! Blue 33! Blue 33!
George carries up with a 4th straight time and maybe picks up 1 on the play.
Eddie George got some help on that one in the form of blocking, but he still couldn't make a play out of it.
Not a lot of room on that play. It will be 3rd down. Third down, tight end to the left.
Ball 33.
Single back.
Calico goes in motion.
Blue 22. Blue 22.
George picks up about 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
John Thornton made the save, dropping the ball carrier before he could get to the markers.
The defense's back was against the wall, and they rose to the challenge, Peter.
Yeah, Dan, that's great D. They had to make a stand here, and they stood together.
It will be 4th down. 4th down, 2 yards to go. Nedney boots it from 48 yards out and just makes it inside the left upright.
Joe Nedney nails it from a long ways away. I think that's just inside his range.
Barely. I'm thinking there's not too many kickers in this league who can make that with any consistency.
Let me put it this way, Dan. If you have to have someone standing near the goalposts to let you know you made it, that's a long kick.
That's his 3rd field goal of the day, and giving your team 9 points is nothing to sneeze at.
Well, unless those 9 points are covered by pollen.
Watch it.
Sorry, that makes no sense.
All right.
Sorry.
Tackled at the 22.
Terrell Roberts was able to find some weak spots in the defense. Got a good run back off that kick.
I'm locking you up, Chad.
Cincinnati.
Single back. Hey, I got nine. Down. Hey, 47.
Washington catches it over the middle, and that's good for a gain of 5.
Number 28 with the tackle.
Single back. Check 3.
Palmer throws a bullet to the flat, and he connects for a pickup of 4 on the play.
Samari Roll evicted the ball carrier from the playing field like he owed back rent on it. They got a few yards, but were they worth the pain?
They don't allow them to convert, but they did allow them to get very close.
3rd and short. Let's see if they can come up with another big stand.
Single back. Single back.
They couldn't connect on this one. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
I'm bringing it, yeah. Left hand. Single back. Hey, I got 9. Brown, 69.
Palmer fires this one over the middle, and it falls incomplete. They will turn the ball over on down.
Peter Sermon gets a hand on this one. Right there. That's how you play D.
That was some aggressive play calling that deep in their own territory, and it may have cost them dearly.
I just don't see how they were in 4-down mode there, especially at their end of the football field. That's a bad call.
The Titans offense takes the field, and can they capitalize on the defensive stop? Well, they'll start this drive at the 30-yard line. Clemens crushes him behind the line at the 32.
Dwayne Clemens targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's his 3rd tackle of the game. Second down with 2 tight ends to the right. Holcomb goes in motion. George. The Bengals will take a timeout. That's their 2nd. Third down. The clock is stopped at 1:55.
Second 2. 43.
George takes his 20th carry and heads left. The Bengals take a timeout. That's their final one.
Embarrassing, man. Bullseye, baby! No one gets through!
Ball 21.
Rip! Hey, down! Set! Hey, I got Blue 13! Blue 13! Hut, hut!
Come on, McNair, you can do it. We need that first.
Come on, guys, tight D, hold him back!
Third and 12. Ball 22-yard line.
Down! Set! Black 25! Black 25!
What are you doing?
And that is going to do it for this one. The Titans come out on top 23-10. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
Good job, baby. Good job. Good to see you, though. That's all right now.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Titans stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. After driving 49 yards on 9 plays, Shane Graham is going to try to dial one in from very long distance. Plenty of leg to it, though. It's good! A 48-yard field goal. The Bengals climb back again and are now down by 3. Steve Air McNair connected with his man on this one. Bengals down by 3. Carson Palmer connected with his man on this one. The Titans back on offense after a missed field goal. Steve Air McNair would drop back and put one right on the money. An 8-yard touchdown for the Titans. Titans winning 20-10. Carson Palmer would find his target on this one. After driving 63 yards on 14 plays, Joe Nedney get the call for the lengthy field goal attempt, and he would in fact deliver. Connect for their third field goal. And that's where we'll leave this one. Titans come away with a win, 23-10. Now let's catch up with the player who really ignited his team's offense with his deft passing and has earned our Player of the Game award. Steve Air McNair was kind enough to give us a moment of his time, and he's on the field with Suzy Kolber. Suzy?
Thank you, Chris. You really showed up today. An impressive performance in what turned into an impressive win. What gave you guys the edge today?
Our defensive guys were just animals tonight. They were all over the place, and I think they got on their heels a bit. They made things a lot easier for us on the offensive end for sure.
Chris, back to you.
Thanks for tuning into ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports for 25 years and counting. I'm Chris Berman. We'll see you next time.